Big 12 last year and was a starter all season long. Well, they've had the luxury of bringing her off the bench, but now obviously she has starting experience to play tonight. Lyon Canessa also starting in the backcourt for a second straight game. Here's a backdoor pass. Williams finds Libby Fandel for the bucket.
Beautiful pass by Williams to set it up. And Libby, being a freshman, still getting into her rhythm. That's a good way for her to start this game.
Fandel, good outside shooter, but is yet to knock down a three. But how do you get going? Get to the bucket. Gatorade Player of the Year out of Iowa. Another one of this top 10 recruiting class freshman for the Jayhawks. Shots up and off the iron that time from Cameron Wilson.
And it's a good first defensive possession for the Jayhawks, keeping Lamar out of the paint.
Nichols inside to Williams for the finish.
So we saw Williams with the nice backdoor pass from the top of the key, showing her versatility, being able to swing outside and in. There she uses her size to post up on the block.
Williams had a little foul trouble against Northwestern State, but we saw her really run rim to rim in the opening matchup against Kansas City. Ball game in which she had 18 points. J.C. Denley handling the point guard duties at the moment for Lamar. On the handoff, Romani Taylor on the drive. Just beat the shot clock, but can't get it to drop.
You and I had a chance to come to practices this week for Kansas, and they really focused on their defense. 2 good defensive possessions to start the game.
Reagan Williams offensive rebound. Putback's too strong. Alinga the rebound for Lamar.
Just didn't get herself squared up. Great offensive rebound by Reagan Williams. Just didn't take her time.
Here's a drive by Taylor, and fouled going to the bucket on the bump from Reagan Williams.
You know, watching this Lamar team play against Kansas State the other night, they put the ball on the floor, driving. They set so much up to drive to that right side. And in the first quarter, they were tied 20-20 with K-State because Lamar just kept going to the right over and over. And K-State got their defense together and played better the rest of the game. But Lamar gets to the free throw line. They attack with the dribble. They're very good when they are playing against a team that isn't really coming together with team defense. And so far, Kansas has showed some good team defense.
Taylor 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Jayhawks have an early sub. Elle Evans now coming off the bench the last 2 games. The senior guard out of Illinois. And here's Evans with the basketball here. Almost got a screen from Meister, but couldn't get it to her. Now a whistle and a foul and a hold on the way through. Will be whistled on Olenga.
Elle Evans coming off a year where she averaged over 14 points a game last year after she transferred from North Dakota State. And she has not scored at that clip so far this year. And she's only shot 3-pointers. I'd like to see her get in the paint and attack the rim a little bit, try to get some more scoring from somewhere else other than the 3-point line.
Has 4 3-pointers on the season, but just 4 of 7 from the field and the 3-point line. So love to get her some stuff going towards the bucket. Backdoor cut and out of bounds. Lamar tried to get the steal, but stepped on the inline.
Oh, fortunate for Kansas here because Samaya Nichols does something she generally does not do, and she picked up her dribble off that screen and didn't have anywhere to go. And fortunately for the Jayhawks, Lamar touched it for last before it went out of bounds.
Talia Minor into the Lamar lineup. Here's Evans from a corner for 3.
Still hasn't shot anything but a 3-pointer this year, but she's 5 of 8 from beyond the arc.
Well, if it goes down right, keep letting it fly. She's got an absolute green light. Lamar moving the basketball. Minor just checked in, wearing number 0. Now hands off to Taylor. Shot clock already under 10. Taylor to work through the lane. It parts for a moment. In and out. Get an offensive board that time. Taylor again, this time a 3. Too strong. Run down again. Another opportunity here for Lamar. Good job on the offensive boards.
Yeah, this is a team in Lamar that hustles and makes things happen. And they're getting some extra opportunities here with the offensive boards.
They'll be a bit undersized in this matchup, so certainly it'll be an effort stat as much as anything. Off the screen. Denley down the lane. Her soft touch. Off the iron, no.
And
Rebound to Elle Evans.
Good use of the ball screen. Not good team defense for Kansas. Really easy shot off the ball screen.
Fandel for three. That's too strong. Fandel still looking for her first made three as a Jayhawk. And a bucket quickly back the other way for Minor.
Lamar is a team that has been one of the top 3 teams in the Southland Conference the last 3 years. And talking to Aqua Franklin after that K-State game, she was not happy at all with her team's defensive efforts. So, you know, expect them to be a little more dialed in tonight.
Mid-range shot off the bounce for Nichols. Off the back iron, rebound to Lamar. Jayhawks looking to bring in 4 at the next dead ball opportunity. Lamar looking for a couple of subs as well here. On the bounce, Wilson the crossover. Stop for a moment. Got in the hands of Taylor. Taylor drives strong and a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to be on Evans. On the arm of Taylor.
And a little bit of a rotation situation for the defense for the Jayhawks. Samaya Nichols picked up Elle Evans' player, and Elle was slow to close out on the wing, and that allowed the drive, and Lamar able to pick up the foul.
So Imani Taylor will be at the free throw line. Jayhawks brought in 4 substitutes on that foul. Tatiana Brown, another of the freshmen out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, in for the first time. Nadira El Tayeb, the 5th-year center out of Seattle, Washington. Brittany Harshaw, the junior guard out of Andover, Kansas. And also Laya Canesso, who started the game, back in now for Kansas. Missed the free throw, but the putback's up and good by just off the bench, Chisholm Agwegwu.
Excellent hustle by Agwegwu. Tatiana Brown, the freshman off the bench, did not get her blocked out.
Backdoor cut and too strong over Evans. Also into the Lamar lineup, Shyla Foreman, a freshman out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Their top recruit this season for Lamar. We thought we might see her in the starting lineup tonight, but she has averaged 18.5 points per game in the 2 contests. 18 in the first game, 19 against K-State, and she's a very talented guard.
She is
a big recruit for Lamar.
Right there at top of the key with the basketball right now. Very aggressive with the ball, can score at all 3 levels.
Knocked out of bounds, and it will remain with Lamar.
Lamar is being more aggressive here in the early going, and you have to dial in and match that intensity if you're the Jayhawks here.
Taylor using the screen on the perimeter again. Double team comes from Kansas, but knocked out of bounds. And Simon on the floor will take one as well. Midpoint here of the first. Kansas, a 1-point lead.
We can, and then I think those things will fall into place.
Effort this time of year, right? Get after it early, impress your coaches. It's always a good way to earn yourself a little more playing time.
Absolutely, and you know, he talked about the fact that sometimes they may be not thinking about the right things. Sometimes, especially with so many freshmen being leaned on, it's so much information. They didn't play defense like this probably in high school, and there's a lot to learn, a lot about positioning and communicating and all those things. And when you're thinking too much, sometimes you don't bring the energy you need to.
Elle Evans with the drive. There was a shot inside the 3-point line. Her first inside the 3 this year, came off the iron, but off Lamar, and they'll get it back.
And I think she needs to do more of that. She is so long, and she can elevate up over the defenders. I think she is a tough guard to defend.
El Tayeb trying to pass it across the lane. It's turned over.
Yeah, just too much traffic there for El Tayeb to try to get the ball through.
Foreman on the drive, lost the handle, had a step for a second because KU lost the defensive assignment. And then Foreman on the drive, lost the handle.
It was an excellent drive, and you see the help defense closing in. Yeah.
And a bump at the other end, whistled on Foreman.
Well, you know these 2 coaches, Aqua Franklin of Lamar, Brandon Schneider of Kansas. They worked together over the years. Brandon actually gave Aqua her first job when he coached at Stephen F. Austin. She came there right after being a GA at Texas A&M. and they both value defense, and they expect their teams to get after it.
Well, Evans for three. Good ball rotation that time to set it up.
Yeah, good passing, and Elle Evans was set with her feet, her hands ready.
Try to get it to Foreman. Evans got her hands in there and nearly stole it away. It's going to be a push, I believe, on Foreman.
So here's the dribble penetration. Nice kick out, extra pass, find the open player. Very unselfish play for the Jayhawks that time, and Evans was ready.
Is that Canessa with a little no-look pass
Yes.
there on the way through?
You know, she has to step in and play that combo guard position. If Samaya Nichols is going to get some minutes of rest, Canessa going to need to come in and play that point guard position.
Harshaw gets a step, got into trouble. El Tayeb able to bail her out of it, and stepped out of bounds this time did Harshaw.
Harshaw hasn't scored yet this year. You could just see a little bit of hesitancy there. She had a couple of opportunities and instead put the ball on the floor, stepped on the sideline. She'll come through. She's a player that has the ability to score, just needs to find her rhythm here in the early going of the season.
Now we'll sit down as Libby Fandel checks back in. So Jayhawks playing with two of their freshmen on the floor at the moment. Brown and Fandel. McDaniel to work. Tried the hook pass, turns it over. Here comes Brown, bringing the ball up. Evans trailing, thought about three.
Ooh, Tatiana Brown had a nice dive to the basket that time. They really missed her.
Evans on the bounce. Now to Brown, shot clock under 10. Fandel gets it to Brown. How about Brown, the little 15-footer?
There wasn't a lot going on in that offensive series for the Jayhawks. There was a lot of hesitancy, but Brown is an extremely talented young player, and I'm excited to see her development over the course of the year and her career. She can bring a lot to this squad.
Lamar player down, and so it's a 5-on-4 for the moment. Tipped off of Kansas, though, and out of bounds. So good job retreating by Lamar defensively. That after Taylor took a spill at the other end.
Well, Brown here, after she passes, she's kind of trying to find her place. There she gets the screen and roll into that elbow area and is able to score. She's kind of trying throughout the course of the offense to figure out where she was supposed to go, and she went to the right place there off the screen.
Nichols, Williams, Meister back in for Kansas, up off the glass. Fandel, the rebound, ripped away on the inside by Powell, who gets a stick-back bucket.
Molly Powell, a two-sport athlete for Lamar, does a little bit of everything for this team.
Fandel for three. That one's too strong. Still can't get that first three to drop. The bump and the foul, and one on the drive from Denley. Denley with a pretty drive, drew the foul on Keely Parks, who just checked in a moment ago. That's another of the Jayhawk freshmen out of Norman, Oklahoma.
Denley, this is her third year starting for Lamar. She puts the ball down, attacking the freshman defensively, and gets an and-one opportunity.
And fires it up and good. Cuts the lead to one.
And this allows Lamar to pick up full court after the made free throw.
Meister gets it just across midcourt, had it knocked away for a moment. Got it back. Sanaya Copeland now in the Kansas lineup. The senior guard out of Kansas City. On the Kansas side, of course, there's Copeland on the drive. Tries to get to Parks, but a whistle and a foul. It will be a blocking foul on Lamar. Whistled on McDaniel.
Copeland so quick with the dribble. That's a nice defensive rotation, but just not quite soon enough for Lamar. Kansas has to find a way to get some screening action, move the ball side to side, be a little more connected offensively.
Parks with the three off the back iron. Rebound to Lamar. Take the lead on this possession with a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Denley on the drive. Gets it out to Wilson. Kick out to Walker. That shot is missed. Putback is missed once, and now back out to the point guard, Denley. Denley being guarded right now by Reagan Williams. A little bit of a speed v size mismatch there, and trying to take Williams inside. Good help defense. And back the other way comes Kansas. Shot clock difference about 9 seconds here in this opening quarter. Samaya Nichols double teamed and squirts through 2 defenders and draws what is her middle name. Samaya free throws Nichols. I believe not officially that, but
could be.
260 free throw attempts a season ago, and she's really good at getting herself to the free throw line with moves like that. Draws a defender, and
I mean, she's so strong, and you saw as she gets around Molly Powell, little head and shoulder fake, gets the defender up in the air. That's how she draws the foul.
Yeah, the bonus is she's a good free throw shooter as well. Unanimous all Big 12 preseason pick, and knocks down a pair.
Yeah, last year she shot 84% from the free throw line. This year, only a couple of games, but already shooting 91% from the free throw line.
The crazy thing is she's 6th on the all-time free throws made list at Kansas, and still got a bunch of time to go. So final possession here of this opening quarter will be in the hands of Lamar. Powell gets it back to Denley with 5. Corner rotation now to Wilson. Tries to drive baseline and can't get the shot off. So a defensive hold for Kansas at the end of the opening quarter. Jayhawks lead it by 3. Pair basketball games on Saturday, including the Kansas women at T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, taking on rival Missouri.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That should be fun. Kelly Harper in her first year as the head coach at Mizzou.
Nice dribble through. Denley breaks down and gets it to the hole.
Able to turn the corner, no help defense rotating over there, and that's something Denley does extremely well, putting the ball on the floor and attacking.
Denley with 5 for Lamar. Samaya Nichols got a player in the air, spun, didn't get it to drop, and out of bounds. Stepping on the end line that time was Wilson.
Putting the ball on the floor, protecting it so well. J.C. Denley, the junior, a 3-year starter. Last year averaged just under 10 points a game. As a freshman, 6 points a game. She has been a contributor throughout her career.
And just a nice job as well, being strong through that traffic to be able to switch hands and flip it up. Turnover now back to Lamar. Have another opportunity to take the lead here. Early stages of the second quarter. A Lamar team that's won 20 games 3 straight years. 22-8 a season ago, finished 2nd in the Southland. And of course, sometimes tough, right? The smaller conferences kind of would bid leagues at times, and they've got their sights set on trying to get to the NCAA tournament this year after being in the conference championship game a couple of times over the last 3 years. Loose ball out of bounds, and we'll go back to Kansas.
So Kansas gets a defensive stop, but they've got to find some offense here. And we saw toward the end of the first quarter, Samaya Nichols taking it into her own hand. Here early in the year, she's tried to set up her teammates early to get others involved, but expect for Samaya to kind of take matters into her own hands here in a moment.
And it's funny because she has overtly done that, yet has scored 21 and 22 in
right.
the 2 games.
Yeah, exactly.
And leading the Jayhawks in scoring on the season. Missed 3 from Parks, and Meister was there for the attempt at the putback, but it's out of bounds to Lamar.
Yeah, missed opportunity. Meister was there with a great offensive rebound, just rushed the shot a little bit on the putback attempt.
Lily Meister, senior transfer, played at Indiana. In addition to the talented freshman Kansas, and Meister a big-time get for them in the portal.
And she's been consistent the first couple of games. Scored 8 points both games, had just under 10 rebounds both games.
3 is up and no good from Wilson. comes Nichols. Gets a high screen from Reagan Williams that clears out Wilson, and Nichols to the hole.
Defense needs to talk there because
yes.
Williams was there in position to set the screen. Nichols goes off it hard, and nobody rotates over for Lamar. As I said, expect for Samaya Nichols to start making her case here in the game.
Unless she didn't hear it, but she was right in front of the Lamar bench. You thought somebody was going to see it. There's a 3 up and down for Cameron Wilson.
And she's the one that ran into that screen, so a nice bounce back for her. And she's the kind of player, Aqua Franklin said, she will just do whatever her team needs. And she has the ability to drain the 3. That's her first one of the season. But she will always take on the task of defending the best player, and that's why she's on Samaya Nichols.
Maybe that screen woke up her offense, huh? That was
Well, she was ready for the 3.
Yeah, pretty good screen by Reagan Williams the last time down. Nichols open this time for 3. No good. Rebound and a foul. Here's the screen a couple possessions ago.
And this is Reagan Williams setting up, and boom, right there, Cameron Wilson runs right into her. That's the responsibility of Olenga to make sure she lets Wilson know that screen is coming, but good positioning from Williams, and you know, Samaya does what she does. It comes hard off that screen.
Evans off the screen, gets a free look from the wing. Rebounded by Minor.
Well, she's already hit a couple of 3s in this game, Elle Evans. And I mentioned, I'd like to see her shoot a little bit more inside the paint, but that's her specialty. She can drain the 3 so well, and they're going to run a lot of screen plays to get her open.
Minor through the lane. A little too strong. Rebound to Williams. Lamar looking to take the lead for the first time. Meister running the floor. As nice pass up ahead from Nichols sends Lily Meister the free throw line.
Beautiful pass from Samaya Nichols, and she will do that. She looks for her teammates to run, and Meister gets out ahead of all the defenders. Would have had an easy layup, but was fouled. And just a beautiful pass from Samaya Nichols.
Denley picked up the foul, her first. Meister at the free throw line misses her first free throw. Meister, 96 games at Indiana, was part of 3 trips to the NCAA tournament, 1 Big Ten title, and a valuable piece of the Jayhawks recruiting class. Now setting up a little trap, 3/4 court.
That ball was up in the air a while. Somebody could have gotten that one.
Kind of like that, though, with the length of Williams and Evans.
I mean, that's one of the strengths of this Jayhawk team. There's so many long players on the perimeter.
Turned over. Kansas looking to capitalize.
Beautiful.
Nice. Post up and roll from Reagan Williams on the high-low from Meister. And Lamar.
Leg. And so Reagan Williams and others need to step up the scoring because Jalea Davis averaging 19 points a game in the first couple of games.
Reagan Williams, 4 points, 5 rebounds to start this one. They rolled the ball up to mid-court. I think they wanted to check the clock.
Yeah, the shot clock, I believe, and clock started to run even though nobody had touched the ball inbounds.
That's because everyone was caught off guard. You don't normally try to save time with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. You know, those are things for like the end of the half or second half, right? Every second counts, though, right? At least it should.
Well, and especially Lamar is hanging in this game and playing extremely well.
We have a
illegal screen.
Illegal screen set.
So that's got to be frustrating for Aqua Franklin. She calls a timeout, gets her team into a set offense, and then they turn it over coming out of the timeout.
Nichols gets it across midcourt, midst of a double team. Meister down low. Size advantage there. They got it quickly inside to Meister for the bucket.
So we showed you coming back from the timeout, Reagan Williams getting inside and scoring. Meister has that size advantage as well. The Jayhawks need to use that size advantage and that length going inside, get the ball in the paint.
That time it was 6'3" on 5'6". Turned over, Nichols will have it. On the Nichols, the finish and one. And she draws the foul on Denley.
Strength of some goals. She is so powerful and so strong with the basketball. And if you try to run along beside her, you're just not going to stop her. You got to get in front and cut off her lane, and Lamar not able to do that time, as Samaya with an opportunity for an and one.
That'll be the second foul on Denley, and she'll check out. McDaniel back in. One of the Lamar freshmen, Kiana McDaniel. And Nichols completes the three-point play. Nichols now with 7 to lead Kansas. And the lead back to 8 straight points after Lamar had tied the game at 16.
Kansas extending that trapping defense again, this time coming up over the half-court line. Try to just show something a little different to the Cardinals.
Taylor on the drive against Nichols, the left hand. Meister clears out and gets the one-handed rebound. Comes Nichols back the other way, through the middle, knocked away, turned over.
Good defense, converging defense on the dribble for Nichols.
Powell trying to post up. They don't choose to throw it in and reset up top. Taylor on the dribble. Crosses over Reagan Williams and turns it over. To the dribble and bounced it out of bounds. 4 subs in for Kansas, make it 5. Full shift change here. Canessa, Fandel, Harshaw, Brown, and El Tayeb.
And some good defensive possessions for the Jayhawks here to start the second quarter.
So Canessa now handling the point guard duties. And Fandel travels up top. There's a look at Livy Fandel, one of the talented Jayhawk recruits, 2-time state champion in hoops in Iowa, also state champion in volleyball, where she's a 4-time all-state volleyball player, so 2-sport athlete. And one of the top recruits in this Jayhawks class. Powell with a nice move inside, couldn't get it to finish. El Tayeb with the rebound. Lamar's gone cold. And a push-off foul that time is going to be on Tatiana Brown.
Yeah, she had the screen set on the top side and tried to work her way around to the low side and just was moving, got a moving screen. That's partly on Harshaw too. She needs to wait for the screen to be set and got a little impatient that time.
Taylor nearly turned it over, got it to Powell. There's the freshman Foreman. And a whistle and a foul on Laya Canessa.
Well, you saw El Tayeb and Canessa both converge on the ball handler, trying to keep them out of the paint, and that's a theme for the Kansas defense. But instead of just moving her feet over into position, Canessa kept coming at her and put her body on the offensive player and gets the foul. She just needed to move her feet into position over on the free throw line to get her stopped.
Foreman a little bit out of control down the lane, and it's out of bounds to Kansas. So there's a look at the freshman Foreman, who's yet to score. Leading scorer coming off the bench to start the season for Lamar at 18.5 a game.
Yeah, she has been explosive and exciting to watch their first couple of games and just hasn't found her rhythm yet. Credit to the Jayhawk defense, recognizing where she is on the court and not giving her a clean look.
Minor back into the Cardinal lineup, replacing Wilson. Harshaw off the screen. Good rotation that time for Lamar.
Brown slid to the basket off that pick and roll, and they didn't find her.
Harshaw for three. Too strong. El Tayeb steals another possession for Kansas.
No, ball screen action for the Jayhawks. Not really turning the corner hard enough.
Harshaw on the drive this time. Couldn't get it fall. Brown's there for the putback. Off the iron. No good, but 2 free throws for the freshman.
Brown has some great springs. Watch her. Nobody blocks her out. Gets the ball up quickly. Draws the foul. She is a player that is just going to get better and better throughout the course of her career. A lot of talent. She was the Colorado High School 5A Player of the Year. Both her parents in the Air Force.
And just coming off the Veterans Day holiday. Both parents in the Air Force. Mom, Tashana, still serves. Colorado Springs product gets the free throw to drop. And the lead to 10. 10 straight points for Kansas over the last 4 minutes after Lamar had tied the game at 16. Foreman, little fadeaway, gets in the scorebook.
Showed some good run. Yeah, showed some good patience that time. She was able to split the defenders, and even though Brown came to help, was able to go up over the top.
Nice defense that time from Lamar. Had 2 defenders pinning Fandel down to the baseline. A third slid over to knock it away, and may have taken the brunt of it in Taylor. I'm not sure. She's got a heavy wrap on her left elbow. I'm not sure if kind of dragging the left arm as she's being taken off the floor by the Lamar training staff.
Yeah, we saw that shot by Foreman on the other end, the nice jumper, but yeah, it looked like Taylor had her arm kind of snap back when that ball was thrown so hard across the paint. And you mentioned it, her elbow is wrapped up, and she had to take a seat on the bench.
Out of bounds to Kansas, despite the protests from Aqua Franklin. Jayhawks will inbound again. Got it to Brown. Back to Canessa. And whistle for the traveling violation. Turnover back to Lamar.
Five coming back in for the Jayhawks.
We're in full-scale line changes tonight for Brandon Schneider's squad. Foreman out to Alenga. Alenga drives on El Tayeb. Rebound and a travel whistled on Minor. So each team's defense is coming to play in the last 2 trips down the floor.
Yeah, it was good hustle by Minor to get the offensive rebound. It just didn't have anywhere to go with it. Good closeout by El Tayeb to not allow her to go anywhere with the basketball.
Nichols, Evans, Copeland, Meister, and Williams back on the floor for Kansas.
Yeah, Williams got shoved in the back.
Well, she got to the middle, and I mean the middle of the lane. And absorbs the contact and draws the foul, the second on McDaniel. So Wilson in, McDaniel will have a seat. 3 players make now with 2 fouls for Lamar, make it 4 players now with 2 fouls each. Lamar will play with some depth, but they played 10 players so far. Now 4 of them with 2 fouls. Williams' second free throw is good.
And again, it allows this 1-2-2 trapping defense for Kansas off the made free throw. Oh, well, Evans, I got a hand on it there.
That's a new wrinkle. I like it. Use that length a little bit defensively for Kansas. First time we've seen it. Here's Foreman, high arching 3.
You mentioned she hadn't scored yet in this game, and she's averaging 18.5 points a game her first 2 games. She had shot 71%. I know it's earlier in the season, but just 5 of 7 from three-point range in the first 2 games.
She has a quick 5 here. Last couple trips down the floor. Nichols, the underneath move, and blocked out of bounds. Nichols may have caught one across the nose. She'll take a second.
Let's see what happened here as she makes a nice step through. Yeah, you see from behind, Minor kind of comes down across her face. Doug Knight, one of our officials, came up to talk to her, and she kind of looked at him like, you didn't see that? You didn't see me get hit across the face?
And traveling violation. Meister tried to get to Evans, wave off the 3. And a turnover back to Lamar.
Just sloppy play offensively for the Jayhawks. That's what you want. You want a paint touch and go inside, outside, set up your three-point shooters, but just got in too big of a hurry that time.
10 first-half turnovers for Kansas. Lead was as many as 10, now down to 6 with Lamar at the basketball. 15-second differential. Game clock to shot clock. Foreman behind the back dribble. Fadeaway shot from 15 plus is pure.
She is showing her talents right now because that was good defense, getting a hand up, making it a tough shot, and she still drained it.
Evans with 3 seconds trying to beat the clock. Step back, and it's going to be blocked at the buzzer. So Lamar fights back from down 10 to trim the margin to 4 at halftime. So the visitors from Lamar, 7. Elle Evans had a pair of threes for 6 points. Williams with 5. Tatiana Brown with 4 points off the bench. Lamar led by 7 from Shyla Foreman, their leading scorer at 18.5 a game. She was quiet in the first quarter, got all 7 of those points in the second quarter, and pacing them with 7. Jayhawks with the basketball first to start the third quarter. Inside to Reagan Williams with a nice step through.
Nice two-player game between Samaya Nichols and Reagan Williams that time. Good ball screen and roll to the basket.
So back to the starting group for Kansas. Nichols, Knessa, Fandel, Meister, and Williams. Meister, good defensive effort there. Williams comes away with the rebound.
Yeah, Olinga had good post-up position, but Meister held her ground and stayed tough.
Nice little give and go that time. Meister rolling to the bucket.
And you can see the emphasis for the Jayhawks coming out of the halftime locker room. Get paint touches. Try to get players, post players, moving to the rim in the paint.
Back to the starting 5 for Lamar as well. And good news is you see handling the basketball, Romani Taylor went out late. She has a heavy wrap on her left arm and elbow area and looked like she might have re-injured something, but good to see her back here in half number 2. She's got the basketball now, the shot clock expiring. Goes a dribble against Fandel, and baseline jumper is an air ball, and the Jayhawks get a defensive stop.
Yeah, in the first half, there was a drive on the baseline, and then when that pass went, you saw the grimace by Taylor, and she went out of the game at that point. Took off some of that wrap, but good to see her back in the game here in the second half.
Had her retaped and back out there. Everybody getting a touch here. Meister, top of the circle, the shot clock down to 8. Tried the high-low and overshoots Reagan Williams.
Yeah, Reagan Williams had good post-up position originally, and then just as Meister was kind of trying to measure and see where to pass the ball, just did not deliver it.
Meister checking out. She's talking with Coach Brandon on the Jayhawks sideline. Nadir El Tayeb back in at the 5 spot. Here's Foreman. back into the Lamar lineup. Their leading scorer comes off the bench. The freshman had 7 in the opening half. Gets a screen, spins to the hole. Rebound fought for, and Fandel comes away with it. Samaya Nichols inside. Reagan Williams all alone behind the defense for the easy one.
I mean, that is a very effective two-player game. When Reagan Williams can set that ball screen for Samaya Nichols, it gives Nichols the opportunity to make decisions. And when she has the ball in her hands, good things happen.
6 straight points to start the half for Kansas. Denley on the drive. It's knocked out of bounds, and Lamar will maintain.
There's the screen and then the roll. Both players defensively got caught looking at Samaya Nichols, and Williams just slips behind him. Beautiful pass by Nichols.
Poor Cameron Wilson. She's going to have nightmares of Reagan Williams and setting screens.
Yeah.
She took another hard screen that time. And a whistle and a foul.
And that
time
time
on to Leah Minor.
Yeah, that time Williams ran into a screen, but it was a moving screen by Minor.
So back to a 10-point lead. That was the biggest margin in the opening half. For Lamar, trimmed it to 4 at halftime. Backdoor cut. Fandel got loose and lays it in. Libby Fandel makes it an 8-0 start to the second half, and Lamar wants timeout. So the Jayhawks with a little spurt out of the halftime locker room. Less than 3 minutes in, they put up 8 straight points. Fandel with the backdoor cut for her second bucket. Timeout on the floor. Jayhawks lead it by 12.
Fandel, and a timeout for Aqua Franklin and Lamar. It's like establishing the run game in football. If you can establish the run game, then it opens up the passing game, right? If you can establish points in the paint and paint touches in basketball, it opens up your three-point shooting.
Foreman on the drive. Too strong. Rebound. Kansas. El Tayeb fell to the floor and traveled. It's funny. Coach Brandon always talks to me in football terms.
Yes.
Because in addition, he likes to talk Chiefs with me occasionally, right?
Yes.
And he always talks to football. That's exactly how he described it. He goes, it's like running the football. You know, we got to get the ball in the paint. Got to get the ball in the paint. You got to establish the run.
You have to establish it, and because it's the physical part of the game, it's the high percentage part of the game, and you make the defense respect your ability to get in the paint, and then it opens up everything else.
Good help defense that time. Little nice double team out front. Canessa nearly got the knockaway. Shot clock under 5. Denley will have to fire up the 3. Good box out by Reagan Williams for the rebound.
Yeah, beautiful box out. Just did a nice job of positioning and being physical.
Inside, El Tayeb deep on the block.
She had a couple of defenders there. So here we are again. Points in the paint. Get the paint touches. Look for the shot there. If there is a double team or if someone else is available, kick out, pass the basketball, but get the touches in the paint first.
Wilson off the screen, drives hard and ends the Kansas 10-0 run to start the half.
Explosive with the basketball. Only averaging 4 points a game in their first couple of games, but has that ability to get into the paint.
Knocked down a 3 earlier, now has 5. She's trying to defend against Samaya Nichols and picks up the foul.
Inside, El Tayeb, couple of defenders on her, takes her time, spins, goes up with the left hand to score. Just took her time. Sometimes she gets a little bit sped up. That time she took her time and was able to get a high percentage shot.
First foul on Wilson. Kansas will inbound. Get a corner 3 for Evans off the screen. And Elle Evans knocks down her third 3 of the ball game.
And it's a beautiful shot, but again, the shot was set up by the screen by Reagan Williams.
Denley on the dribble, bounces it out of bounds. Turnover to Lamar, and I believe Laya Canessa said something after the turnover, and the don't think it's a warning. I'm not sure if he teed her up or not. He might have. Our official, Doug Knight. And Knessa was trying to be emphatic about that turnover.
Aqua Franklin gathering her team around her to discuss while Shayla Foreman goes to the free throw line.
And Foreman hits the free throw. And hits the second.
Yeah, you can see Knessa just over the Lamar player and yelling and just getting a little too fired up. You cannot yell at your opponent. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
15 yards and no.
And a cloud of dust.
So Knessa picks up the technical there. Lamar gets the 2 free throws and the basketball. Wilson, step back. Foot on the line for 2,
I mean,
a long 2.
It is the equivalent of a 15-yard penalty because Kansas would have had the possession. Instead, Lamar gets 2 free throws and the possession, scores again. And that, that's just a mistake you don't want to make in this situation. Kansas had all the momentum, and now they don't.
Lamar gets the bucket from Wilson ahead of the mid-quarter timeout. Jayhawks, though, lead it by 11.
Just trying to take advantage of some size mismatches inside and getting some paint touches.
Evans, wing 3 is good, but I believe it's going to be waved off with a push down low, whistled on Reagan Williams.
That was really close. The timing that Elle Evans went up with the shot and the foul called. There's Reagan Williams. Yeah, she commits the foul before the shot. Maybe not before the whistle, but the foul was committed before the shot.
Wilson on the drive, absorbs the foul. We'll get 2 free throws. First foul on Libby Fandel, and we'll send Wilson to the free throw line. Lamar played at Northern Colorado in its opener, an OT loss, and a game that really got away. Up double figures with 5 minutes to go in the fourth. They were up 7 with under a minute to go, and on the road, things get weird, right? That game went to overtime, ended up losing that game, and then, as you mentioned earlier, hung in the first quarter. It was 20-20 at the end of one at Kansas State the other night, before falling 89-61. And their first home game comes up on the 16th. They've played their first 3 away from home. Like Knessa on the drive.
Yeah, 3 games over a 6-day period, actually a 5-day period for Lamar. And Aqua Franklin talked to us about the fact we don't shy away from a tough schedule. We want to be at our best when we get to Southland Conference play. And they are challenging themselves here in non-conference.
Foreman on the drive, stolen away by Kansas. They have numbers the other way. 3-on-2, Knessa couldn't hit the driving bucket. Now numbers back the other way, 5-on-4 for the moment. They get to Minor for the lay-in.
And we haven't seen a lot of fast break baskets for Lamar, but they use the miss to get out and turn and go quickly.
Knessa drives again too strong. This time rebound by Williams, who then is fouled.
Lamar took advantage of the fact that it was a missed layup, and then look at the nice pass. That's a beautiful bounce pass through traffic. Watch how she just turns her wrist over and delivers it. Nice running the court by Minor, and just a beautiful pass to set her up.
Monty Taylor on the assist. Kansas inbound. Willie Meister back on the floor now at the 5 spot for KU, wearing 52. Nichols steps through the defense. Left hand is good.
What a tough move.
So first bucket in the second half for Nichols. Wilson for 3. That one's too strong. Nichols, Evans, and Williams all with 9 now to lead KU. Foul in the backcourt on Oswego. Oswego with the foul. That'll be her 3rd. So Oswego will sit down. And Kansas inbounds. Here's Samaya Nichols. Evans has hit 3 threes. Gets it down to Williams. And Nichols was cutting to the bucket. And Williams was passing on the perimeter. Miscommunication leads to the turnover.
You know, and Williams was working awfully hard that possession. She was in the paint, posting up, and her teammates just didn't get her the basketball, so she came out to reverse the basketball and just wasn't on the same page as Nichols.
Denley on the dribble. Denley's been quiet since picking up those 2 fouls in the opening half. Their starting point guard fires up the 3 here. In and out. Williams fighting hard for the rebound with Powell and draws the foul.
And good defense by Keely Parks, the freshman out of Norman, Oklahoma. She had surgery this summer and missed a lot, has been catching up, but played good defense out on the perimeter that time.
Back to the other end. Kansas in the bonus. Reagan Williams will be at the free throw line. Not the 9th rebound for Williams to go along to 9 points, so she's approaching her first double-double of the season. Had 3 of those a season ago as a freshman.
Well, she
My
just,
bad.
right? That's your fault, Josh. Oh, goodness. There she goes. She recovered. She recovered, Josh. She recovered.
The first one was on me, though.
There you go.
She got to 10 points. Still waiting for one more rebound, but nice night for Reagan Williams, who you talked about in the open. Needed to step up in the absence tonight of Jalea Davis.
You know, and she plays with such a high motor. She is always moving, whether it's rebounding, whether it's setting a screen and cutting to the rim, just always active. And it's an important component because she can bring that energy and lift the energy of the other players for Kansas.
Tried to force the pass inside. It was kicked by Kansas.
Yeah, Meister using her length out on the perimeter at Indiana, played mostly in the paint, and Brandon is having her use her skill set that allows her to play on the perimeter, both on offense and defense.
Powell goes strong. Defense stays firm. Olenga's putback is too short off the rim, and Kansas back the other way. Too easy for Samaya Nichols, just outside the paint. Her jumper, though, goes down, and Nichols now in double figures with 11.
She's so good at putting the ball on the floor and getting to the rim and drawing fouls going to the free throw line, but she shows her jump shot ability as well.
Denley on the crossover, battle for the rebound, will be off of Kansas and out of bounds. Williams got her 10th rebound a moment ago, so she's got her first double-double of the season. Lamar to inbound, now down 16. Biggest lead of the game for Kansas. Samaya Nichols picks up the foul. Her first.
Lamar has been held to single digits here in the third quarter by the Kansas defense.
20-8. Jayhawks outscoring Lamar here in the third. Lamar's also missed their last 5 shots, make it 6. And Nichols and Powell get tangled under the bucket. And Nichols picks up the foul. None too pleased about it.
They call that on Nichols?
She went flying out of bounds.
Well, away from the basketball, you see on Samaya Nichols, Powell then turned and committed the flagrant one. And we've gone back and forth the last couple of years in women's basketball. So as a fan, if you want to know the terminology, we're back to flagrant one and flagrant two. Last year, it was an intentional foul or a disqualifying foul. Before that, we had flagrant one and flagrant two. Before that, we had other. So it's gone back and forth. But I think to have the same language as men's basketball is using, we've gone back to the flagrant one, flagrant two. And so that is defined as excessive or unnecessary, and that's what you saw called on Powell.
So Nichols hits 2 free throws at the other end, 1 of 2 for we just don't use flagrant enough anyway in our common
right.
communication, so it's good to get that incorporated back in. Powell, a hard foul this time on Reagan Williams, and Williams to the free throw line.
I mean, you can see Powell is not going to back down, and you have to appreciate that. As Williams takes it at her, draws some contact, gets a chance to go to the free throw line. We mentioned earlier, Molly Powell is a 2-sport athlete. She is playing both softball and basketball. That is tough to do at the Division I level, to play 2 sports. But she was at McNeese and playing softball there, and hadn't played basketball, and when she got back in the transfer portal, Aqua Franklin had recruited her in high school and said, yeah, you can come play basketball and softball here, and they're really excited about what she's going to be able to do this year.
Picked up her 4th foul a moment ago. McDaniel, spin move, and left it short. And rebound off of Lamar. Powell will have a seat with her 4 fouls, and Miner will check back in. Under 30 to go here in the third. Jayhawks dominating the third quarter, 23-9. And to push the lead out to 18. Just 4 at the break. Nichols, step back from 15. Rattles in, but is she gonna get whistled for the push-off? And will.
Yeah, she cleared a little space.
So Samaya Nichols picks up her 3rd. Denley in all kinds of trouble. Can't get a shot off, as that will expire the third quarter. So all Kansas in the third time has 9, though, to lead the Cardinal.
Here she goes to work.
Being defended by Samaya Nichols, and a charging foul drawn by Nichols.
Yeah, you can see out of the fourth quarter, or out of the quarter break, I should say, Lamar goes to Foreman, who is a tremendous scorer, but that's just good position by Samaya Nichols. Didn't really let her pivot, didn't let her get to the rim at all, just used her strength and good position to bow up.
Lamar picking up full court. On the pressure, Kansas breaks it. Here's Nichols. Meister into the lane. Williams turned, but traveled first.
Right idea, beautiful high-low pass. That's something I think that it will develop here for the Jayhawks during the course of the year. Meister throws it to Williams, but she catches it, and then she jumps, and then she goes, and that's the travel.
Good look at it there from our crew. See the turnover number, 17. Jayhawks had 10 in the opening half. Foreman, drive and kick. Shots up and down by Miner, the corner 3.
That's a good job of Miner just being ready for her opportunity there. Coming into the game, she hadn't made a 3-pointer this year.
Foreman gets the steal off the Evans pass. On the drive, finds a seam, and through and good. So 5 straight points to open the fourth for Lamar. Foul whistled on Denley on the grab on Evans.
So Kansas did the right thing. They made Foreman give up the basketball and had Minor shoot the three, but she stepped up in her moment. Well, then the next time down the court, they didn't get Foreman stopped, and she's able to go all the way to the rim. And that's one of those things, you know, I can imagine Coach Brandon, you know, when he's talking to his team, he's like, you know what, that's on me. When they hit that three, a player that hasn't hit a three all year, that's on me. I want you to stop the drive to the basket. Don't compound the mistake by allowing the next player, Foreman, to drive all the way to the rim.
Got it inside once again to Reagan Williams. And that picks up the 4th foul on Foreman. Trying to go for the steal there. And the freshman will have to sit down.
Yeah, just unfortunate because that pass was to the defense side of Williams, but Williams went and got it strong and was able to pick up the foul.
Off the inbound screen for Evans, and another three splashes home for Elle Evans, her 4th made three, and she's got 12. That matches her output from the first 2 games combined.
Yeah, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Steal here. Parks, stop and go. Thought she got the foul, didn't get the whistle. Lamar the rebound. Wilson. Olenga with the putback. Nice job on the offensive glass by Olenga.
And Olenga, a transfer from Frank Phillips Junior College out in West Texas. And she's going to be a player when Lamar goes to the Southland. She's going to make some noise.
Parks misses a 3. Taylor to Olenga again, and back-to-back buckets.
You have to give Lamar a lot of credit. This is their 3rd game in 5 days, all on the road. And here in the 4th quarter, they're out playing the Jayhawks.
McDaniel drew the foul on the press. Her 3rd.
Putting the ball on the floor. Just miscommunication by the Kansas defense on the screen and roll. And Olenga, who got that offensive rebound and put back just a possession ago, gets a screen and roll basket there.
Jayhawks a few subs in, 3 in fact. Kanessa, Harshaw, and El Tayeb back in the mix. Also Libby Fandel checks in. Open look for Harshaw. Too strong. Ball tipped around. Lamar comes away with the rebound. Wilson, nice little move here. Gets an open look from 17. Olenga with the rebound. She's on a nice little sequence the last 2-3 minutes. And a hard foul here as El Tayeb draws it. McDaniel going to the hole. We'll get 2 free throws.
Yeah, when we talked to Aqua Franklin, she was very high on Olenga and how tough she plays. And she got that extra possession by getting the offensive rebound. And she has made some good plays. She got the offensive rebound, she scored. She had the pick and roll, and she scored. And there she gets another offensive rebound to set up this trip to the free throw line for McDaniel.
McDaniel missed the first. Denley back in for McDaniel in the Lamar lineup, and they'll continue to pressure full court here in the 4th. Kansas led by 18 beginning the 4th quarter. Back to an 11-point margin now. Harshaw to El Tayeb. On a Fandel. Kanessa. Fake the 3, drives instead. Floater on the baseline. Off the rim. Here comes Taylor, did not have numbers and will back it out. Taylor navigating through traffic, lost the handle. Kansas back the other way, now 4-on-2. Williams to the rim. And got a little sped at the 10 and leaves it short. Wilson. Off of Lamar and out of bounds, and Canessa grabbing like her right ankle. She'll stay in. Tatiana Brown checking into the Kansas lineup. The freshman will play at the 4 spot, replacing Reagan Williams. Williams sits down now for Kansas. 11 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, this is where Kansas needs to bear down a little bit. Lamar has answered here in the 4th quarter. They have played with more energy, and Kansas misses a layup down there, and they need something. They need someone to step up for them right now.
Oswego picks up her 4th foul on the full court press, and Canessa will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, just getting the feet tangled there. That's just an unfortunate foul for Lamar.
Around and in for Canessa, the junior out of Barcelona, Spain. Starter for most of last season after the early season injury to Wyvette Mayberry. Now will be coming off the bench. Mostly, it seemed at least. Elle Evans started the first game, and the Canessa the last 2. As Kansas still trying, as Coach Brandon mentioned earlier, kind of develop roles, but Canessa will have a valuable one, playing a couple of guard spots, so she's fouled in the backcourt now. After the rebound from El Tayeb.
And just not giving Canessa enough room to come down here. Can't plant yourself in that position. It's the right idea. You want to try to cause some problems in the backcourt and make something happen, but you gotta let the player land.
Canessa hits the first. Canessa a season ago averaged better than 7 points a game. Good free throw shooter at just under 80%. And hits a pair here. She's got 6, including 4 now at the free throw line. And then he gets a steal here. Up ahead to Fandel. Rotating it around now, back to Canessa in front of the Jayhawk bench. El Tayeb looking for help. Fandel launching for 3. That's still off the back iron. Waiting for her to drop that first career 3 as a Jayhawk. Libby Fandel, the freshman out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Taylor on the dribble, picks it up now to Denley. Denley through 3 Jayhawks. El Tayeb, the last defender there, and she'll draw the foul. Free throws upcoming for Lamar when we come back. Non-conference slate as well. And got an at-large bid, and we'll play host. They're the 3rd seed, actually, the Jayhawks on Friday night.
Looking forward to it. Like you said, soccer, football, volleyball, basketball, all going on at the same time.
If we looked hard enough, there's probably, some baseball and track and all kinds of stuff too. Everybody going, as long as the weather stays nice, right?
Yeah, I'm glad basketball's an indoor sport right now.
If you're out of season, the weather's mild enough as it is now, not last weekend, but now.
Right, exactly.
So the Jayhawks brought in a fresh 5 at that last time out as well. They've been kind of doing the wholesale substitutions tonight, Brenda. They brought in a fresh 5 players after the last time out. Copeland, Nichols, Evans, Meister, and Williams. They don't have to climb over the hockey boards, but it's kind
That's true.
It's kind of similar, right?
It has been that way tonight, and you've got the 6 top scorers from last year's team, and then you've got these 4 very talented freshmen, and I think Brandon Schneider is still just trying to find the best combination out on the court. Who's going to step up? Who's going to play defense the way that he wants them to? Who will execute offensively? And so seeing a lot of different combinations here in non-conference play, and who's going to emerge and be the one that, you know, are the players that are going to be called upon in crunch time.
11 available tonight, 11 have played. Drive to the hole, Foreman draws the foul. Foreman back in with her 4 fouls, leading Lamar in scoring tonight with 11, and we'll get a chance at 2 free throws here. Tonight, Copeland the foul. Foreman 4 points in the second half after a 7-point opening half. And again, first 2 games of her Lamar career, at 18 in game 1, 19 at K-State the other night.
Yeah.
She was the Max Preps Player of the Year out of Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shayla Foreman playing in the Southland Conference. She is a talented player and a scorer, and somebody that Aqua Franklin going to rely on a lot this year.
Kansas breaking the press. Meister is looking for the back, cutting Evans for a second. Instead swings to the other side to Nichols. We have a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the 5th foul on Foreman. Reagan Williams was screening on the perimeter, and Foreman grabbed her because it looked like Reagan Williams was going to dive to the rim.
So the freshman will foul out with 13. Leading Lamar in scoring tonight. She's had double figures in all 3 games. Well, this is her lowest scoring output of her young career, but ain't all bad when your lowest scoring game's 13.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I said, she's going to have a great freshman year for Lamar and be a big, important piece as they go into Southland Conference play.
Been a little bit quiet, each team from the field goal department over the last several minutes. It's been trips to the free throw line. That one rattles in and out. Off the miss from Wilson. Aguego missed the putback, and the Jayhawks get it back. Each team's missed their last 6 from the field. And we have a foul out front on Wilson.
Oh, talking going on between Samaya Nichols and Wilson. You know, Wilson's not going to back down. It's a 2-time all Big 12 first teamer, All-American in Samaya Nichols, one of the top guards in the country. But Cameron Wilson, only a sophomore, has really just battled against Nichols, and you have to admire that. You know, she is not backing down and going to play, and has been playing as hard as she can.
Wilson picked up her 3rd, and will check out. Samaya Nichols at the free throw line. Knocks down the first. Nichols with 14. 6 assists. And splashes home 2 more free throws. Jayhawks good at the free throw line here tonight. 19 of 25. They missed just 4. I think Williams missed 2 the last time down, so and skewed that number a little bit, but 25 trips to the stripe tonight for Kansas. Inside, Olenga tries to spin with the left hand. Meister thought she was straight up, but draws the foul.
Well, she had good position, Meister did, just kind of came down with her hand to commit that foul. And again, Olenga working hard, and you see Meister coming down with her arm. She just needs to stay straight up in that situation. That's a tough shot for Olenga to try to go up over her.
Olenga misses the free throw.
Olenga averaged a double-double in both her freshman and sophomore years at Frank Phillips Junior College.
Hails from the Dominican Republic. Now calls Texas home. Nichols being hassled out front by Guego, who does have 4. Nichols step back shot from 15. Williams collides hard with Denley and will pick up the foul. So we'll walk to the other end for more free throws.
Yeah, Williams trying to go in there and get a piece of it, but she, slaps down at the arm of the Lamar player instead of just going to grab the rebound.
So Denley will step to the line. She's got 7. She's very active early for Lamar. Picked up a couple fouls in the first half. Have been relatively quiet since, but knocks down the free throw here. Denley, a junior. And hits a pair of free throws. I like that one there, choosing the almost ready to shoot, and she barked out instructions and then shot the shot.
That's some concentration.
Some confidence in your free throw. A turnover in the backcourt forced by Lamar as Evans called for the traveling violation. So Lamar gets it back just down 13.
Well, and they close. Look how they close on Elle Evans.
Trying to step through, but apparently moved the pivot foot.
You don't want to pick up the dribble when there's a trap going on in the backcourt.
Denley off the high screen, gets to the free throw line. Trying to get it back to Denley. Evans on the steal, now looking for an outlet. And Canessa will bring it up court at the 2-minute mark. Evans has had a nice night. She's on the dribble here, gets rid of it. And Meister trying to find Copeland out of bounds. Jayhawks have had just 1 made field goal this quarter, though. Done some work at the free throw line, but not a lot of field goals in quarter number 4. Daniel on the drive. Meister tried to cut it off and is whistled for the foul. Second foul on Meister. And free throws now for McDaniel. El Tayeb and Fandel check in for Evans and Meister.
It's been a little bit of a choppy game, but we led off the top of this game talking about the fact that both these coaches had spoken to us, and we know spoke to their team about playing better defense in this game. Lamar was coming off that game against Kansas State where they gave up 89 points in Manhattan. They've played better defense tonight against the Jayhawks. Kansas wanted to play better team defense and keep Lamar out of the paint, and overall they've been able to do that. They've allowed some offensive rebounds. They definitely have some things they can work on, but I think both coaches, neither one are going to be happy, but I think they're going to see that their teams got after it defensively more than they have been.
So the push on El Tayeb in the backcourt. I think Kansas would be content to have just clock just run out at this point in time. Haven't had a lot going offensively. And the fouls. Mentioned Kansas at the free throw line 25 times. This will be free throws. Actually, no free throws here. But 23 free throw attempts now for Lamar. 18 here in the second half. And late whistle, but a foul on El Tayeb as Olenga was driving to the bucket.
El Tayeb in good position. Leans forward with that right arm just a little bit. Again, it's so tempting to do that, but you're in good position. You've got the size, you got your hands straight up. No need to do that.
Olenga hits the free throw. 5 points, 5 boards. Fourth foul a moment ago on Nadira El Tayeb. And Olenga hits a pair. So down to 9 with 1:14. And the full court pressure continues. Fandel on the dribble, tries to break it. Sanaya Copeland saved a turnover there, reaching out and grabbing that basketball. Got it to Canessa. Copeland on the drive.
Yeah, that's
and draws the foul.
Copeland's speed and balance and all those things was disrupted by Olinga on that drive. It looked like Copeland was taking a straight line drive to the rim, and Olinga came over and bumped her off her path.
Copeland hits the free throw. Copeland last year started 29 of 30 games, averaged 33 minutes per game. Kind of did all the little things, 5 points, 3 rebounds. This year will be asked to come off the bench, provide some veteran leadership, and fill a vastly different role than a season ago with the influx of new recruits. But the senior is valuably called upon to help lead this team. Williams, another rebound. That's her 12th. Go along with 11 points. Double-double for Reagan Williams. Canessa on the dribble. Kansas trying to run out the clock. 8-second difference. Nice roll this time. Fandel to El Tayeb, and a blocking foul on Lamar. And the basket will count. So an and one for El Tayeb.
Awfully close. Good rotation defensively for Lamar. Just not quite soon enough.
So an and one off the rim for El Tayeb. Lamar will bring it across midcourt. They hung in for quite some time today. Made it difficult on Kansas. The Jayhawks going to move to 3-0 in the young season. Little banker on the run that time from Denley. And Kansas will win it by 11. So Jayhawks improved to 3-0. Hug there from Coach Brandon and Aqua.